Hey everyone, today we're going to review a little bit of geometry you learned, and we're going to start with the angle sum with triangles. So I have in green here a little something to remind you. The three angles inside a triangle will always add up to 180 degrees. So in any triangle, if we add the three angles up, the sum will always be that 180. So we can make a little equation up, and let's try that for number one. So we'll have 50 plus 75 plus question mark equals 180. So we're trying to figure out what that missing angle is. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add up that 50 and 75. So 50 and 75 is, you can feel free to use a calculator, 125. And then to figure out what we had to add to 125 to get that 180, you can go ahead and subtract that 125 from both sides. And again, you don't have to set it up as an equation each time, but sometimes it makes it easier when you get a little bit more challenging problems like 5 through 8. So I get my question mark is now equal to, so you can use your calculator, 180 minus 125, we get 55. So our missing angle right here is 55, and it would be degrees. Now when you're doing your edge elastic later, you do not need to put that degree symbol, you would just put 55. Let's try number 2 together, and then we'll see how you do on 3 and 4 on your own. So let's do without an equation. 40 plus 60 is 100, and 100 plus what equals 180 degrees. So hopefully everyone realized that missing angle here must be 80, because 100 plus 80 is 180. So go ahead, hit pause, grab a calculator if you don't have one handy, and try 3 and 4. So hopefully you have answers very similar to mine. For number 3, I went ahead and set an equation up. So I said 99 plus 31 plus question mark equals 180. You could have also said 31 plus 99. You can add in any order. We got the missing angle there for 3 is 50 degrees. And then for 4, I just used the diagram to show my work. I added 47 and 73 to get 120. And then what plus 120 equals 180? My missing angle for 4 is 60. So for number 5, we have 3 expressions as our angles. So we're going to use an equation here. And I'm going to do my best to write so you can read it pretty well. So I have 3x minus 17. That's my first expression. Then I'm going to add that x plus 40. So plus x plus 40. And then plus the last angle, 2x minus 5. And it equals 180 degrees still, because we're talking about a triangle here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for our like terms. So any of my terms that have an x, and again, plus x is the same as plus 1x. I'm going to underline in red here. So what's 3x plus 1x plus 2x? So that gives us 6x. And then we have a minus 17, a plus 40, and a negative 5. So again, we're going to want to probably use a calculator here. We have a negative 17 plus 40, and then a minus 5. So if you punch that in, you're going to get plus, because it's positive, 18. And don't forget that the sign in front of a number tells you if it's a plus or a minus. And it's equal to that 180. To solve for x, we'll subtract 18 from both sides. So we're going to subtract 18. So 180 minus 18. You can type that into a calculator. You get 162. And then undo your multiplication by dividing both sides by 6. And your calculator will tell you that 6 goes into 162 27 times. So x, the missing value, is 27. The angles are not 27. If I wanted to know the actual angle, I'd have to substitute the x value back in and do those calculations. But for 5, it's just saying, hey, what is x? So we did that here. For 6, let's go ahead and write down our equation. Again, the 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I'll have 2x plus 4x plus 20 plus x minus 8, actually x plus 8, sorry, equals 180 degrees. So again, like terms, I'm going to underline my variables with x with red. And again, that plus x is like a 1x. So 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 more is 7x. And then my constants are 20 and 8. And 20 and 8 would be plus 28. And it's going to equal 180. So let's solve for x. We'll subtract 28 first because we're going to undo that addition. So 7x is equal to 180 minus 28 is 152. And then we'll use our calculator to divide by 7. And 7 does not go evenly into 152. So you could either leave it as that, 152 over 7, or you could use your calculator to put that as a decimal approximation. I'm going to round it to the nearest tenth, and that'll be 21.7. So either answer there would be perfectly fine. Now 7 is a little bit easier because we have 2 values and then just one variable expression. So I'll write that equation out. 52 plus 83 plus 5x. And remember, you can add in any order. The next step, I would add that 52 and 83 up, and then subtract and divide by 5. So I'm going to ask you to pause and try that on your own. So I'm just going to finish up the problem here. Hopefully you were able to add and get 135 plus 5x equals 180. And then you subtracted 135, got 5x equals 45, divide by 5, and we get x is 9. Let's go ahead and set up the equation for number 8. Add all 3 up. All right, and then go ahead and solve it. And why don't you pause it and get back to me, and let's check the answer. So I got 138 plus 6x is 180, and then subtracted 138, divide by 6, x is 7 for number 8. And while I was doing that, I just thought of a really great math joke. Where do you tell someone to go who is cold? In the corner, because it's 90 degrees. Yes, great one, huh? All right, so anyhow, last 2. These are just a little different, and you're going to have one similar to this on the edge elastic, the last one. And this one here, we want to find the measure of angle A, not just x, but we want to plug x back in actually to figure out what that angle is. Same setup as 5 through 8. We're going to write the 3 angle measures, sum, and set it equal to 180. So like terms, and then we have our 2 and 130. I'm going to do that all in one step. So 8x plus 132 equals 180. We'll subtract 132 from both sides, and we get 8x equal to 48. Divide by 8, so x is 6. So again, we want to know angle A. Angle A is 5x. So 5 times 6, 30. So angle A is 30, and I'll put the degrees mark there. All right, so the last one, again, add those 3 angle measures up. Set it equal to 180. All right, like terms. Subtract 140, and now my 0 sort of looks like a 6 there. So we get 8x equals 40, which means that x here is 5. So what is angle A? A is 4 times 5, or 20. Let me fix that. 20. There we go. So that's angle A. So hopefully you remember how to do that angle sum, and best of luck on the edge elastic practice.